Now here's a world-class horn section you don't see every day. In the middle, Jazz St. Louis president and CEO Victor Goins, flanked by two members of the renowned Marsalis family. On the left, Wynton Marsalis. On the right, Brother Branford. They were the headliners at Jazz St. Louis's 2024 gala, Swing for Tomorrow's Stars. And it marked the first time in many years that the Marsalis brothers performed together as headliners. But memorable though it was, the gala itself was not our main reason for being here. We reconnected with Wynton Marsalis the day before this performance to ask him about one of the many younger trumpeters he's mentored over the years.
I remember Joshua. Yeah, he can play.
That trumpeter is Joshua Williams, whom we met in April of 2008 at Jazz at the Bistro. Williams was 18 and a senior at Metro High School. Here he was performing in an all-star ensemble of high school musicians from across the St. Louis area. Williams first met Wynton Marsalis when his parents took the family to see a concert at the Two Hill Performing Arts Center. Williams, originally a student of classical music, says he was about 14 at the time.
We're checking out the concert, and I'm like, wow, this guy plays trumpet. Oh, it's so cool. And our dad's like, hey, man, we should try to get backstage. We're suited up. Like, I don't see why we can't. So we get back there, and I brought my mouthpiece because me and my dad were reading in a book, like, when a young trumpet player or a student comes in, he always has enough time for a student to give us some pointers or whatever. So I brought my mouthpiece. So he let me play on his Monet for about 45 minutes, and he kind of was giving me tips on how to play.
What was it like to blow his horn?
It was very, very heavy. When I first started, I played on a regular school horn, and it didn't have as much weight to it. He has caps at the bottom, and it's customly made for a dark sound. It was kind of hard to play. Every time he comes into town, we kind of get backstage. He's been to Sheldon a couple times. We've kept in contact with him. We were surprised when he remembered us.
He's great. He's always really attentive and wanted to know a lot. A good soul, had a nice sound.
I was talking to Wynton. I brought up your name. He knew instantly who you were, who you went on to study with. Are you surprised that he remembers you?
I am, but I'm not, because I've had other colleagues my age talk about how quickly he can remember. Even like if you sent him a recording, he'd know who it was, which is insane to me. But Wynton doesn't ever fail to impress when it comes to him correlating personality with the way they sound. And I think that's really, really cool. And that's really great.
Joshua Williams admits he's not performing as much as he'd like to these days because his career is centered on composing and content creation. He gives credit for his success to Wynton Marsalis and to his former professor of jazz studies at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, Bobby Watson.
I view Wynton as an uncle, and Bobby is a grandfather. It's not just because of age, but also because I think that the way they kind of took me under their wing and kind of showed me the ropes was extremely important. And we got a chance to meet their whole family. And so when it came to when we were touring, or I had certain questions about certain things I hadn't been familiar with, whether that be with like the trumpet competitions I used to do when I was in college or managing my first tour, both of them were really helpful. Bobby with a little bit more experience just because he had done a bit more. With Wynton actually helping me with understanding how to score for an orchestra, even in passing, were certain things that both of them used to make sure that I was prepared with as far as with the education side. That also was a huge influential factor. If it wasn't for those guys, I probably wouldn't be where I am today, just because of them having the willingness to share and pass the torch.
And his career path got a jump start in high school from a program offered by Jazz St. Louis. You played with JazzU.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about what that experience was like.
At first, it was painful. I'm not going to lie. I was a classically trained trumpet player. So trying to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, to learn how to improvise and things of that nature, I thank them for their patience. That's the best I can kind of describe it at first.
Jazz St. Louis offers a wide variety of educational and community outreach programs. The organization even has a book club, but it's JazzU that focuses on high school musicians developing their craft.
It's a simple blues form. It's just 7.5 bars.
That's the Director of Education and Community Engagement for Jazz St. Louis, Darren Jackson, affectionately known as Pops. In this exercise with the JazzU Ensemble, we watched Pops teach the students a short tune by ear, no sheet music. It took the group just minutes to get it down.
The students that you'll see are from all over in the metropolitan area, which is one beauty of the entire program, is that borders are broken down. I love the JazzU program. It is one thing that we do that allows students from various backgrounds to come together and create and explore their own individual voice, but also the collective community that music and jazz can provide.
Jazz St. Louis's CEO, in addition to his stellar reputation as a clarinetist, saxophonist, and composer, also has an impressive resume as an educator and mentor. Victor Goins is the former director of jazz studies at the Juilliard School and at Northwestern University.
If you want to learn, you have to get out there and do it with people who are doing it while they are here to teach you, because they say Father Time is undefeated. So we have to be in touch with our great mentors to get what we can out of them while they're still here.
Goins counts among his mentors and teachers the late Ellis Marsalis Jr., father to Wynton, Branford, trombonist Delphio, and vibraphonist Jason. The Marsalis siblings are taking what they've learned from their father and all their mentors and are paying it forward.
The music teaches you how to be a part of something and still be yourself. So you have everything covered. You have your individuality and the way you want to approach things and your creativity. And then you have another part of the music that's about understanding other people are creative too, and being able to manage yourself and to figure out how to co-create, which is an indispensable skill for modern life.
For Living St. Louis, I'm Ruth Ezell.